Most of your listeners probably know this, but you told me, is this in regards to your design journey? Was this mostly like learning through trial and error?
Yeah. Funny enough, I did it through baseball. Well, softball. So I used to work for a company called Multiview, and they would let us buy like work gear. They called it M-Bucks. So we could either win like spiffs and like cash prizes or like this fictional money. And we would go to what's called the M store and buy whatever we wanted. So they were doing like polos and jackets and different things that you can get on like custom stuff. And it'd just be like the uniform. I mean, not uniform, but like clothes you could wear, but like practical stuff. So anyway, the buyer worked for Jerry Jones as well. In some capacity. I'm not exactly sure what, but she was like one of the buyers for the Cowboys as well. So she had used Jerry's New Era account to order like our baseball hats. And one year, New Era had ended up sending the American office, instead of royal blue, navy blue hats. So they were supposed to send those hats back to New Era. They ended up not. They ended up shipping them to Canada, where we were playing softball. So it was like these mismatched hats that just were supposed to be destroyed, but they're the wrong color, but they gave it to us because I guess, they looked down at us as the really Canadian office or the new office. But anyway, long story short, the coach ends up leaving. I end up assuming the coaching role. So then I had never known you can make a custom hat. I didn't know you could put your logo on it. That was mind blowing. Like it was just like, you could do that. So I ended up reaching out to other New Era suppliers for team equipment. And it was like, hey, I'm the coach of Canada's Multiview team. Our account's in America. I was wondering if I could order our Canadian hat. This is our old hat. And I showed them. Yeah, no problem. I was like, oh, I could make hats now. So I started making hats for our team and jerseys. And they accepted them. And the team bought their own first round and whatever. And I ended up starting to do the jerseys and the hats. Other teams would hit us up like, hey, where'd you get your stuff? It looks so cool. And I was like, yeah, this is me. I made it. And like at that time, I didn't think I was going to go into business doing it. I didn't think of nothing. Right. I just did it. And then we just kept doing it over and over again and playing in different leagues. So we ended up going to like a basketball intramural league, a volleyball. We did bowling. Or find reasons to make fucking custom bowling shirts. And then eventually I start a company with my homie Harry for the jerseys. We ended up finding like different manufacturers overseas to make this stuff. And then other teams hired us to make their jerseys, like Honda Canada, Yamaha, BMW. So we have these like official like companies like letting us make like jerseys and stuff. And then the hats would come in and we would just find different reasons to make hats, post them online, and people wanted to buy them. I was like, what? Like, you want to buy my Markham Business League volleyball hat? Like, you want that? Like, yeah. So one thing led to another. I ended up eventually teaming up with an amazing artist, Tony Ross, out of Simi Valley, California. And we started the Capologists.
Yep.
And then eventually we started the show, and then stores would want to work with us because of how we talked about hats and how we collected hats and whatever. And then the rest is kind of history.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So,
yeah, that was like one thing led to another, led to another, led to another. But yeah, my first designs were on Outlook, man. I never went to school for none of this shit. I was never planning on being any type of like designer or nothing. I was just obsessed with. I caught the creative bug. Oh, I can make that. Like that's a thing.
Let's do it, man. Let's figure it out.
Eternal damnation. Eternal damnation. Brought to you by VFTV.